nos llegó la orden de misión, como llegaba habitualmente. Nos despedían con gran euforia y deseándonos la mejor de las suertes. Así seguimos hacia el objetivo nuestro, que estaba aproximadamente en la bahía de Fitzroy. En ese instante, uno de los integrantes de la escuadrilla me dice: más a la derecha, que están los barcos, ya los vi, están los barcos. Más a la derecha, gire a la derecha. Bajamos a la mínima altura posible detrás de esa península hasta que saltamos la península y teníamos los barcos a más o menos 4 segundos de vuelo, 5. Yo veía claramente que había muchas personas en cubierta, tiré mis bombas y salí.
I still live it, yeah. There's not a week goes by when I don't think about it. Every morning I look in the mirror and the injuries are still as real as they were when I first got injured. My nightmares stopped some years ago, but since the thought of going back actually became a reality, I've started having nightmares again.
No, leave, no!
Quiet, lad, boy, just one move, go. Beautiful, keep going. Keep going, that's lovely.
Oh.
Tuck your arms in, well done.
Out of all the people in the world I wanted to meet, it was the man who did it to me. Not because I wanted to kill him, I just wanted to see what he looked like.
Thought I had another injection to knock me out.
You know, it's like a faceless spectre for me, isn't it? One of those things that haunts you.
All right, we'd like to try moving those fingers again.
Yo estaba feliz. Y todos los mecánicos, todos estábamos muy felices, eufóricos. Era un triunfo. ¿Por qué? Y habíamos hecho daño. Esa es la guerra. La guerra se vive así. Pero después aparece, con el tiempo no sé si va cerrando heridas, si va quizás tapando un poco el odio, tapa el tiempo, ayuda mucho, y cuando uno está tranquilo, empieza a aparecer en la mente de cada uno qué será de esos que estaban en el barco.
I doubt if I'm any different to any other serviceman who's been severely injured. The thought of going back to where you were injured has got to be slightly daunting because it's going to bring back the good and the bad memories. But this is not just about me. It's not just about the 3 of us going back. It's not just about the Argentinian servicemen who we'll meet. It's about every single living serviceman who has been to conflict. Whether they realize it or not, there is something within inside everybody that is still in turmoil. We all have these problems and we all have to exercise them somehow. This is mine. This is my way. You can only carry the humpback burden of war for so far. Where was this taken?
Thetford. And that was the night before we sailed. That was his passing out parade, and that was the day before he joined up.
I remember this, actually.
I was in Kenya at the top of that hill.
Oh, we'd driven for miles and we went to the top of the escarpment. Where's that taken?
That was in Shetlands. They went up there for
when they had to attack that
So
RAF
sweet.
base.
yeah.
This was the support company in...
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, this was out at Newton Hamilton.
Newton Hamilton, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, oh, I remember a lot of this. Brings back a few memories. Well, that's him coming in off the drink, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
That's him,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, you can tell by his face he's half cut.
He was always half cut. That was a wild room, that was, because there was Dunphy was in there, Jim Weaver, Paul, and they were never in at the same time as anybody else. They were always out drinking.
Yeah.
And Dunphy, he was incredible. He's the only man I know who could go out with no money in his pocket and come back absolutely bladdered. Absolutely. And he'd come home in a taxi.
Yeah.
He'd come home in a taxi. Paul was always with him, drunk.
Yeah.
They would go in the Ocean Groom all the time. And they would always come back in a taxi. They'd go out with no money at all and they'd come back in a taxi. And I could never figure out how they did it. I mean,
Charm.
Charm.
it had absolutely nothing to do with charm. It was called scrounging. Aye, I remember it. I remember it well. I mean,
Full of life.
I should imagine we'll all be harbouring certain emotional fears. Perhaps not so much the other two because they weren't injured. Perhaps it doesn't hold the same fears. Perhaps it does. Perhaps they saw a lot that they want to get rid of. I certainly did.
I saw a lot of 18-year-old young men that were going on 40. That they'd seen maybe too much for an 18-year-old to see at that stage of his life. I mean, yes, we all see these films, you know, where this happens, that happens, but to actually see it there in front of your friends, you know, the mess they can be in, sort of thing. Areas that look like a butcher shop, just, you know, bits of meat, and nobody wants to see that. It's worse than the worst car crash, sort of thing, especially if it's somebody you know.
I've never had any dreams or nightmares about the Falklands at all. You know, it was just something that happened, and it's something that we were trained for. So, I mean, so no soldier wants to go to war, but, you know, when it happens, everybody actually wants to do it.
Yeah, it's lovely and peaceful now. It's real sort of almost Welsh farming country, isn't it? You know, Welsh hill farming country, but with the seaside so close. Left behind bits of rubber, eh? I suppose it's not as bad as some of the places we found. This is where the other half of my section had their trench. Though it looks pretty sort of dismal now, doesn't it? 10 years on.
It'll fill in, won't it, with the bog. The bog will just close it in.
Another 10 years, it'll be completely gone. And this is my little home from home. My sweet little trench. Trust me to leave something behind, eh? What's that shining in there? It's shining. I thought it was something shining.
You must have been a lot slimmer then.
The trench was a lot bigger. And yeah, I probably was a lot slimmer, truth be known. And that's where we put our bivvy up. The 3 Company was all up on the hills there, all dug in. Remember little fires everywhere when the cloud was down low. Looks a lot different though. A lot different. This hill looks steeper than I remember it. Mind plays tricks, doesn't it?
Mm. We didn't realise till very late on that we're actually going to war.
No, correct.
But it was only when plans were made to actually take out Tumbledown and get involved in the battle that we actually realised, Christ, this is it, you know, we're actually going to do the business here. I want to go back up Tumbledown. I'd like to see the positions we were in, the ground we fought over, the ground where people were injured. Individuals went down, people died. And I want to see it because I'm curious. There's no ghosts up there. There's nothing that I have to go back there for, but I just want to sort of go up there, see it again, put it on a nice tidy box and put it away. That's the Falklands finish then. And the way I've fought through would be, you see the rocks on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Oh, they've gone up there.
Right.
But we brought all the wounded, all the dead down here, and there's a helicopter landing site just next to, you see where the peat line is over there?
Yeah.
That's where they brought all the dead down to.
Yeah.
So I can just go up there, get the bearings. Darkness fell. We started moving up towards the start line. And then, of course, all the time you're getting closer and closer, your stomach's getting tighter and tighter because your imagination's playing over time. There was still some artillery bombardment going on. There was mortars coming from behind us. This is once it actually started. And then it was just like a gigantic firework display. And then the fear stopped because it was just that you just couldn't worry about yourself. You know, there was just too much to do. So the fear just went away because you were running around just trying to stay alive. The platoon I was with was 30-odd strong. When it was finished, there was only about 11 of us. But there was no time for emotion, there's no time for feelings. I mean, there's a trench in front of you, it's a problem, you have to take it out. You've got a casualty, it's a problem, you have to get them treated. And it's all logical sort of problems that you have to deal with there and then. It was either kill or be killed. It's a phosphorus grenade. It's normally for a smoke screen, but if you're dropping one into a trench, you drop it in, and then you'll fire into the trench so they don't pick the phosphorus grenade up and throw it back out. Phosphorus is just designed to burn. It'll cause an instant smoke screen, but in a confined space, it'll just burn everything in there. There's small pellets inside it that'll burn for about a minute. And if it were to drop on your hand, it would just burn right through, come through the other side. There was a guy who got injured next to me, and he'd been shot in his chest and in his stomach. But what he'd actually been shot with was a tracer round. I think he died on his feet, because he just went down and slumped. But his hand was inside his stomach, trying to pull out this tracer round, because it was sort of burning inside his stomach. And his hand had instantly gone there, and tried to pull it out. But I'm sure, by the time he touched the deck, he was dead. Then afterwards, and for a long time afterwards, I saw it. You know, I could see it in my sleep sort of things. I relived the battle in my sleep many a time and woke up in a classic cold sweat sort of thing, but always that with that one, the guy next to me sort of thing. The end of it, and all the stretchers were there, and obviously the wounded were they were getting moved away, but the dead, it sounds callous, but there was no rush to move them. And eventually when somebody did come in to move them, a helicopter came in, And of course, because of the downdraft, you sort of blew all the covers away. And they were there, you know, sort of all sorts of injuries and people you know. And when you see the age of some of the boys that died there, and, well, it just makes you wonder, was it worth it?
Goose Green was all new. It was the first sort of major battle I've ever been in. They were soldiers, we were soldiers, and, you know, we've got something in common in that you were both had a military trade to do. And my job was to try and kill them. Their job was to try and kill me, you know. And I think we were just better than they were. Once you first come under fire, everything goes to pot. You know, all the drills that you've learned, and you're supposed to do this, like reaction to effective enemy fire, you know, take cover, win the firefight, etc. You think you're going to switch into it automatically. Well, you don't. You know, the first thing you do when you come under fire is take cover, which is self-preservation. There was quite a lot of accurate fire coming down on us. Because we hadn't won the firefight by that time. And so their fire was coming in very accurate, and it was just bouncing all around your head, and it was just lifting up lumps of dirt around where you were and just in front of you. And it was really fairly intimidating time. You know, I mean, some of the younger soldiers were not too happy about it and sort of said stupid things like, but they're shooting at me, when told to return fire. But, I mean, well, it was true, they were being shot at. And it would be the easiest thing for me to say, well, I'm a lot closer and I won't miss if you don't start returning fire, which is what I said to a number of them. So we were told that we were to come up the centre and to clear this position. And we came up here and we just used fire and manoeuvre and took the trenches out. I mean, the NCOs knew what they were doing, the sections were well trained, and it just straight into the drills. And we just rolled it up. For the M79s, and they're in a bandolier of 6. It's good for putting suppressive fire down for when the lads are actually coming forward to take the trenches out. It's got a 5-metre killing area. It's for fragmentation. You know, they're all bits of wire and copper wire that are wrapped round inside, around the explosives. So when they actually detonate, everybody gets a bit of wire. Or unless it hits you. I mean, obviously, if it hits you, then it's going to make a mess of you. It was a pretty good piece of equipment. Gives the boys who are coming up a little bit more cover. They can get in there and drop the grenade in. But the lads tended to like the White Foss better than the L2 because they thought it was better, you know, it was prettier. They like the bright colours. Wireless Ridge was more noisier than Goose Green had been, and it was closer in. It was that sort of battle. It was very quickly, everything moved fast. You sort of said to yourself, God, what a place to die. And it was just a funny feeling, you know. I mean, it must have been how they felt sitting in their trenches. My grandfather was sort of First World War. My father went through the Second World War, Palestine, Cyprus, Malayan emergency, and I mean, he's still going, so we're a family of survivors. And that's the only way to look at it. They haven't made the bullet that's going to get me yet. So you've got to believe that, haven't you?
The Galahad site is perhaps one of the places I most want to go and least want to go. I want to go there, but I don't want to see it. I want to be there, but I don't want to be there. I want to say goodbye to the boys in my own way, but the least thing I want to do is hurt or upset the families of my friends who died there, and my colleagues who died there. I wouldn't want to upset them, and I hope that I don't bring back too many painful memories. And it's a private moment. It's my time. It's very hard even just talking about it. And it's just not like me. It's not like me at all. I'm a totally unemotional person, really. I laugh a lot, and I feel pain, but I'm good at hiding it. But perhaps that's what I need to do, go back and have a good cry. And then the emotion will be gone, the problem will be gone, and perhaps I can really get down to living my life with my family without ever being haunted by the things that I saw when I was down there, the things that I know happened. People really don't understand, and thank God they don't.
Es una batalla que hemos perdido y la hemos asumido con total hombría, con la frente bien alta. Hemos ofrendado la vida de muchos hombres en esas islas. Y eso nos hace sentir orgullosos de la misión que hemos cumplido. Pero espero que en el Reino Unido tengan este mismo sentimiento de que la guerra pasó y que los hombres en algún momento tenemos que sellar esas heridas que nos han quedado. Pues yo con él o con esas personas siempre soñé poder encontrarme con alguien, poder tener la posibilidad de ir a Inglaterra y empezar a buscar hasta que un día decir, bueno, sí, yo estuve en el Galahad, yo estuve herido o me salvé o conozco a quién, o eso es poder compartir con ellos un momento, con alguien del Galahad, un momento. Quizás 5 minutos en la vida, pero es una ilusión, es un deseo íntimo que tengo, ¿no?, de poder lograrlo.
There's not many people get to see their would-be executioner, if you like. But this guy is, he's an enigma. He's something I don't know. He's an unknown quantity to me. And it's like you have a recurring nightmare of people chasing you, chasing your family, whatever. When you've got that faceless spectre that you don't know, you've never met, you've never had a conversation with. And I mean, I'm not looking for him to say sorry. Hopefully it's just one where I'll see something for myself. I'll be able to look into his eyes and say, well, there we are. He has to live with looking at me now. And I don't want to give the man any guilt trip. I'm not out for anything like that. I just want to be able to get some things straight in my own mind. Hello?
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay. Okay. Yourself?
Nice to see you.
Yeah. And you? Sit down.
Fine. I'm sorry
Don't be sorry. You got
for
nothing
you
to be...
and for your family.
Well, maybe so, but you didn't do it on purpose. You didn't do it deliberately to me personally.
Me da mucho gusto que estés aquí entre nosotros y particularmente te doy una bienvenida.
I'm very glad to have you here, and particularly you, and I welcome you here in our country.
Thank you very much. I mean, I'm not here to. I've not got any cross to bear or anything at all. You know, I'm not here to make your life hard or to shock you or to give you any sort of nasty time. I don't blame you for what happened to me, although you led the attack. Whether you actually did it, as only you would know. But I don't blame you for that, because I know that in war, nothing is personal.
Sí, yo entiendo que ni yo era el culpable o fui el culpable ni.
Yes, I know I wasn't to blame.
Quienes han muerto a mis compañeros.
Nor were those who killed my friends and comrades.
Cada uno cumplía su misión.
We were all doing our jobs.
Pero creo que sí, ahora forma parte quizás de nuestra responsabilidad.
But now it is our responsibility
Recuperar
to try to recover
un valor humano de
some human value
quienes combatimos.
for those of us who fought.
Poder limar
And help erase
los efectos de una guerra.
the effects of war.
Yeah, I hope so. This is a time when we have to say that it's over. Everything is over. How did you know? How did you know my ship was where it was still at Fitzroy Bay? How did you know that we were there?
Bueno, yo exactamente no conozco, pero.
Well, I don't know exactly,
Quizás un poco los barcos, pero.
but it was quite difficult to find the boats.
Los vimos y eran un blanco bastante fácil.
When we finally saw them, they were quite an easy target.
No sé cómo cómo tú, Simon, habrás vivido
I don't know how you felt at that moment.
ese momento. Creo que fue muy difícil, muy triste de tu vida, quizás, ¿no?
The worst moment in your life, perhaps.
Y además, todos los hombres, por más que sean
And what's more,
el Reino Unido,
we're all men,
argentinos,
whether we're from Britain
son hombres
or
y sufren
Argentina
como
or whatever
todos
country, and we all
viven
live and suffer
como todos.
like each other.
Y creo que a veces, como nosotros en este caso, sienten la necesidad
And I believe that at
de
times,
poder conocerse.
like this, we need to get to know each other.
Yeah. When it happened, it was hell. It was carnage. It was about as bad as it could ever get for human beings, I should imagine. If any compliments are due, if they are right, even the British pilots said that the Argentine pilots were good. And I suppose I'm living testament to the fact that you were good. I'm very professional. You could do your job well. I wish you couldn't map read as well as you did.
Sí, seguro, seguro.
Of course.
¿Qué vivencia tienes de esto que nos ha pasado?
What was your experience like after what happened?
It's been bloody hard. It's been very, very hard. But I don't think it could have been harder than coming to meet you today. One of the things I wanted to do during this meeting was to look at you and see if you had life in your eyes, because believe me, over the last 10 years, I've wondered. I really have wondered.
Mira, Simon, pues habrás podido experimentar en estos años
You've probably discovered over these years
en tu cuerpo cosas más importantes que tus manos.
there are more important things in your body than your hands, your mind,
Tus ojos,
your heart, your eyes, which you can still use.
que puede expresar
Through your
todos tus
mouth,
sentimientos.
you can express all your feelings. It's all much more important than your
Creo que eso es un
hands.
trance que ya debes haber superado,
I think it's a state of mind you've already gone through.
que
And
si no ha sido así, de ahora en más,
if you haven't done so,
total facilidad.
I hope you soon will, with ease.
Things are different now. Things are different for me. I've seen a side of me that it's a side of me that I've never experienced before. It's a side of perhaps tolerance at a level I didn't know existed. Because I really wanted to hate that man. I really wanted to hate everything about him and his people and his family, and I couldn't. I don't know whether hate exists within me. I'm sure it does. I'm only human, but I couldn't hate him. I wish I could. If just for the family's sakes. If just for some memories, but I couldn't. Strange. It's like the war hasn't been over for 10 years. And now it's eventually ended.
Tiene que cambiar, si se tiene que modernizar todo. Todos tenemos nuestra guerra acá cotidianamente, pero es natural. Algo que te saca fuera de lo natural te transforma.
Casi a la pérdida, cuando empezaba a temblar un poquito para bajar la nariz.
Si no sos fuerte mentalmente, espiritualmente, y podés llegar a destruirte o a convertirte en un paria, en una basura, o en nada, o en echarte para atrás y decir, bueno. La guerra es el infierno que crea el hombre. En ese lugar, en ese monte, viví una evolución total en mí.
Sí, viven todos juntos, tienen la misma cámara en los buques. En Tumbledown era el momento en donde uno podía llegar a sentir algo era cuando se producía la muerte por bayoneta, en donde es una cosa muy desagradable, porque una cosa es matar a un hombre a través de un tiro, en donde uno disparó y simplemente espera a ver si el otro se mueve o no se mueve para saber si le tiene que disparar nuevamente. Y ahí terminó. En cambio, cuando se combate a bayoneta, hay golpes, hay contacto de cuerpos, y pareciese como si de alguna forma existe algún tipo de relación humana entre los dos, porque uno le está viendo la cara, está viendo el cuerpo muy de cerca, y en el momento en que se clava la bayoneta, uno está sintiendo el cuerpo del otro, ve los movimientos, siente los movimientos que se transmiten a través del fusil que uno tiene tomado de la mano. Eso es muy desagradable.
I don't think they have any bones to pick with us. We just did our job, same as they were doing their job. But they weren't given the support they needed. I mean, looking back on the Falklands War, I mean, they let themselves down so badly. I mean, with their support, their ammunition, their leadership. I mean, they let themselves down. And we give them what was coming to them, sort of thing. And they're meeting me through curiosity, I'm meeting them through curiosity, and I'm sure we're not going to be sort of lifelong friends after it. Be a meeting and that'll be it.
Teniente Vázquez.
Ignacio Gorriti.
Vázquez. Gary Tyler.
10, Juan Carlos.
Oficial principal Vallejo. ¿Cómo anda?
Juan Carlos 10.
Juan Carlos.
Mucho gusto, oficial principal Vallejo.
John.
Teniente Vázquez.
Mucho gusto, oficial principal Vallejo.
Sit down.
Can I have some white?
White?
Oh.
Are you Scott?
Yes.
I was in Tumbledown.
You was in Tumbledown, yeah.
My English is very, very bad.
That sounds okay. You were the platoon commander
Yes,
of the recce platoon with the Marines.
Oh, when?
I'm Marine.
¿Cuántos eran?
How many were you
We
in
knew you
total?
were up there.
Originally,
We were going to come.
in my platoon, we started with 26 men, and I had
When you brought us in the
3 men killed at Goose Green.
I think the main reason I wanted to stay in the van was that I've achieved the settling of certain things in my own mind. I didn't really want to run the risk of changing anything, and especially the way I feel, because I haven't felt this good for so long.
There was a couple of counterattacks, and one came this way.
I had to make a decision that
came from this way.
this was Gary and John's moment in many ways, because they were talking to men who they'd been into combat with, and they won their war. I never did.
What actually happened to him? Did you?
¿Qué pasó contigo? Te pregunta vos personalmente.
Were you taken prisoner?
¿A vos te llevaron prisionero?
A las 7 de la mañana.
7 a.m.
Solo quedaban combatiendo 3 pozos.
There were only, at 7 o'clock in the morning, there were only 3 holes fighting.
Me incorporo
I stand up.
y vi 3 bayonetas a 1 metro de distancia.
I saw these 3 bayonets at 3 meters from me.
A 1 metro.
A 1 metro. 1 meter, I'm sorry.
Y en ese momento pensé,
Another moment I thought,
en donde pestañeé,
in the moment I closed my eyes, they killed me.
como vi que no disparaban,
But they didn't shoot.
cuando ellos llegan por atrás de la posición.
was shocked by meeting the Argentinians, how closely they still live the war and things like that. And they feel it a lot more emotionally than we do. And to a point, it's still dirty to talk about the Malvinas. A little bit of a sort of Vietnam syndrome. Our war was allowed to die naturally, sort of thing. But theirs still goes on in their hearts, I think. He still lives it. I mean, he still thinks a lot about the Malvinas, the Falklands and that. And his emotion touched me. Because Vasquez, he was, if he'd been as reserved as I was, but because he was the guy that he was, and he was sort of pouring out all these emotions, I couldn't help but be affected by it.
This was another soldier, 19 years old.
19?
19.
Yeah, there are many friends here.
I lost far too many friends as well.
Far too.
It's sad. It's sad. There were 46 killed in total.
During the battle?
Yeah, 46. There were when the bomb boomed, Land Rovers and ammunition.
Munition, the problem.
Blow up.
Munition. No es posible salir fuera, quickly, salir.
Was it possible for you to get outside quickly?
We were trapped inside, stuck, couldn't get out. No time.
Upstairs, no?
No time, just no time.
No time. No time. ¿Sufriste mucho en ese momento? Luego, ¿cómo fue?
Did you suffer more then or more later?
Later. I spent about 4 years in hospital.
4 years. 4 years in the hospital?
In, out.
We met yesterday.
Yes.
We've shaken hands. Shook hands.
Yes.
Friends.
Yes.
And I'll probably never see you again.
I hope, really, I hope.
How many did you lose in your squadron? How many men died in your squadron?
How many men?
Yeah, died.
10 pilots.
10 pilots?
10.
A lot of men.
10. Our friend.
Friend.
The same to Guadagnini. My friend.
Did he have children?
2 children too.
We can be really friends with a long distance into Great Britain and Argentina.
We have an understanding. Understand here.
And I think
And the meeting went a lot further than I expected it to. Maybe help him get over it. Maybe that meeting will have helped him get over it. Maybe that would have been the end of his Falklands War.
5 years old now.
He gave me his medal ribbon and the Marine badge. And it was very personal.
And you.
Simon.
Big boy.
Que te cuides.
Big boy.
En algo puedo saludo a Lucy and James. I will.
Take care.
Hola. Yeah.
Very thanks to Santiago and Andrea.
I hope see you later. Okay? I won't give the hand goodbye.
Yeah.
To say
Simon,
okay.
sure.
Good luck.
And you.
For your family and you.
Thank you.
The same.
You
Good
take
luck.
care.
Good luck. Really good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Don't get on the drum.
Quizás este acto o estos esfuerzos resaltan el valor divino de lo humano, del hombre. Ama, tiene vida, es capaz de sobreponerse o de ir más allá de una guerra, de esas luchas que son a veces tan difíciles de comprender, ¿no?
Everything's a bit too much to take in at the moment. What's all this happening here? I've seen my tormentor for the last 10 years. I've seen him. He has a family and a wife who loves him. He's not an unlikable man.
Not a chance.
I've got a lot to dislike him for because of my injuries, but ultimately, if it wasn't for him, I'd never have met Lucy and I wouldn't have James Andrew.
Ooh, big yawns.
I'm the lucky one. I can see my son, I can hold my son, I can play with my son.
You hungry?
So, whatever he took from me, I've more than compensated for and made up for in my life. I'll never forget my friends, and I don't want to cast any slight on their memories. I miss them and I still think of them. But there's nothing I can do about their demise. Their passing has happened. It's the time for the living now, and it's the time for us to enjoy our lives and to share what good times there are with everybody else. There's no point in trying to live with the destruction of war. I've settled something in my own mind, and that'll do for me.
In Q.E.D. next week, we focus on a world-famous building, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, to find out why it leans, why the lean is accelerating, and what can be done to stop it before its possibly imminent collapse. Q.E.D. next Wednesday at 10 to 10. And there's a full lineup of competitive action now on BBC One in Sports Night with Desmond Lynham.